So here we have the jpega 9083S. At first glance, it seems like a great buy, especially for the cheap price. But then whenever you start playing games, you start noticing some odd things that are going on with the controller. So here I have it comparing it with other controllers. First it may seem normal, but then you notice where the thumbsticks are placed. Know that you're asking right now that the PS4 has lined up thumbsticks too, but there's no problem with it, so what's wrong with this one? Well, the problem is whenever you look at the thumbstick, you see how it's above the X, A, and Y buttons? Not even the PlayStation controller does this. It'd be fine if they were lined up and the buttons were above or in a diagonal line with it, but since they're the same and the buttons are the same, this causes a really odd feeling that I really can't describe to you until you get the controller. While I'm editing this video, I just realized that made no sense, but basically since it's directly below it and not in a diagonal line, it's very odd and very strange to try to get those buttons. You just can't touch them right. This makes it really hard to play games where you're always constantly using the buttons, especially in games like PUBG and especially Fortnite. This makes it really hard to play the games normally. When using this controller, I'm always using my index finger to control the thumbstick. It's extremely hard to reach the buttons and makes it hard to play games. There's no repair for this. This is just how the controller is. You can't change it or nothing. It's just fundamentally wrong. I would also like to mention that the thumbstick is not very accurate. As in, it's not pressure sensitive or anything. Like, there is no, like, let's say you're playing Fortnite, you know. Whenever you walk before you run, you know, you can like do a little walking thing, but on that it's just straight out running. Your thumbstick immediately hates the plastic, which is different from something like an Xbox controller, which is pressure sensitive and you can do a lot more, which it really makes it hard to aim, and precision aiming is just it's impossible on this controller. Another lesser problem is that the RT button is just like a button. It feels like you're pressing an A button, just like a large A button, which is sort of similar with the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, but even that one feels more, it doesn't make it feel like a button. It just, the RT button on this just feels like a giant, like the Y, X, and A button. It's just a huge one of those is what it feels like. So what I'm trying to get out here is that it's not a pressure sensitive button or anything, and the Nintendo Switch controller isn't pressure sensitive or anything like the Xbox one, but even that one feels like an RT button. This one just feels like you're pressing the Y, X, and A button is what I was trying to get at. Also, the build quality isn't that good. As you can see by looking at my A button, it's been flipped the wrong way. It came like that. I didn't do nothing. I opened it up in the box and the A button was flipped the wrong way. Next time I have the controller closer to the camera, look at the A button. It was like that. It's really annoying. So another problem is whenever using it with the tablet, you see those little right angles at the bottom of the controller here prevent the tablet from going down anymore, which makes the tablet really top heavy and just makes the awkward controller even more awkward to use and even harder to press those XA buttons and the D-pad buttons. The problem is that you can't use this controller with a phone that has a large case on. All right out just like you saw in that video. Here I'll show you playing Minecraft. So I wasn't going to play Fortnite and PUBG, but it turns out I have to update them, and that would take multiple gigabytes, and I'm just not waiting for that. This is the only time I can film the video and edit it. So you just have to deal with me playing Minecraft. It's not near as intensive as the other games in terms of buttons, just like trying to build and switch guns in PUBG and Fortnite. But it still will show you how uncomfortable it is. Another important thing to know is that you can't see it here, but on games like Fortnite, it will have extreme thumb drift. Also, it's not near as precise as something like an Xbox controller, so you have to like really move it, and you have to try it out for yourself, but it's just not precise. There's no way to say it. You move the thumbstick, you're like already at the end. You're already touching the plastic, which is weird. Like on something like an Xbox controller, it's kind of like sensitive to that. You can know you don't have to like touch the thumbstick to like the end of the plastic. But on this one, there's only one way, and it's to the end of the plastic. If that makes any sense, I don't know. You just have to use it to like understand what I mean. There's also thumbstick drift in some games, and it's sometimes it's not real thumbstick drift, but artificial, caused by just the thumbsticks being so weird, automatically going left and right. Anyway, that's all for this video. Please like and subscribe.